Hey everybody, welcome back to Jim Mania's Promo, and today we'll be reviewing cases for the Galaxy Z Flip. So if you're heading over into the stores to purchase one of these, or maybe if you're purchasing it online, you're trying to figure out what is the best case to use, because really the front of the phone here, this is made of film. It's a plastic screen. This will actually not break or shatter if you drop the phone. It's the back of the phone that you really need to protect and also take care of. So there's three cases in front of me here. I'm going to give you all of the pros and the cons of each and every one. So first off, let's cover the case that actually comes inside of the box. So if you go through and you're either purchasing really any color of the Z Flip and you'd like to see the color of the phone, this is the one that actually comes inside the box. It is a two-piece. There's a little bit of adhesives that you do have to tear off on the inside, and it's ones that will kind of adhere over to the phone and really just stay on there. The only way that you can take it off is if you take it off at a particular angle. So we're going to slide this in, and we just placed it on. So this is what it's going to look like. It feels good. It almost feels as if there is almost nothing on there, but at least you got a little something that is protecting if you lay it down. Now, this isn't really going to protect it if you drop the phone. These two right over here will do a little bit better job, this one more particularly, but this is the one inside the box. It's something that when you hold on to it, you know that you're not going to fingerprint the back of the phone itself. You're just fingerprinting the case. If you try to wipe it off and you accidentally scratch it, or if you lay it on the ground at the gym, this is what's really being hurt. One of the things I do love about this case is that when you do open it up, this is one thing to actually look at. So when you look at the very side of the phone where your power button and also the volume rocker is, this one is completely open. So right here, it is not obscuring or taking away from my fingerprint reader. So if I hit on the button, if I put my fingerprint on there again, it's going to read it. And that's one thing you do want to look at, is making sure the side of the phone is completely open, because if you have a case that is cut around your fingerprint scanner, it's probably going to take away and it's not going to work, which is one thing that you will see in this video today with one of these two cases. So this one, we're talking about it. This is actually free. So if you're trying to figure out, should I buy this one? It actually does come inside of the box. The only things I'd have to say that I'm not really a big fan of it is that it does get really fingerprinty. You're able to see really every single thing. It stays on the phone pretty well. It's adhesed pretty well. The back of your phone is going to be protected. So I'll probably give this one, probably like a 7 out of 10. There's no protection because it's just plastic. It's not really going to do anything. So I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It does not protect it, and I also don't really like the look of it. But because it protects the back of the phone when I do lay it down, and because the fingerprint reader does actually work, so we're going to move that out of the way. And now let's talk about this other two-piece. This is one that is from Samsung. So this one is the most expensive case that you can purchase. This one is the leather back. This is the leather case that you're able to get. And I'd have to say it feels really good when you're using it. So you just want to place this on there, make sure that it's flush with the very top. You're going to do this one. This one also had the little adhesive little strips that you'd also have to take off. You know that it's on there wrong if there's a gap on the bottom. So this is where you just want to take a little bit of time, put it right on the corner, and then snug it right in. So this one is also completely open on the side, so you have the full availability of using your fingerprint reader, and also too, you don't have to take it off. When I use this case, you're going to see that little open right there, that is what gives this case over here the problem. So you cannot actually use your fingerprint reader with this case over here, which I'm going to tell you what that one is here in just a second. But this one's completely open. It feels good. You're not getting fingerprinty. You're not going to see all the scuffs. You're not going to see, all of the fingerprints and, all the crap that you saw on the back of this one. So you see how it's kind of dirty in there. You can kind of see everything. With this one, it's just clean. It feels good. Looks good. It gives a little bit of protection. I'm still not going to want to drop this, but I feel like if I do, it is going to pick up a little bit of that little shock from the drop. But this one, I love it. The only downside is that it's $80. That's the only downside. So I'm going to give this one probably like, I don't know. We'll say like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Let's go with 8.5 out of 10. This one would definitely be a 10 out of 10 if it was priced a little bit less. It still lets you see the Samsung name in the middle when you fold it open and when you shut it closed. It just feels really good in the hand. I mean, that's really it. I mean, fingerprint reader works. So let's move over into this one over here. So as we take this one off, the Samsung leather case, this one actually has a little bit better adhesive than the plastic one that actually came inside of the box. But at least, you know, the moment you purchase the phone, at least you are covered, you know, a little bit. So let's move these ones out of the way. So this one right over here is going to be the Casemate. So I've actually used each and every one of these cases. You know, I've used the leather one for about 2 or 3 days. I've used this plastic one for 2 or 3 days. And I've used this one for, I know for a fact, 3 days. And this one, I'd have to say, feels really good. This is the one that I feel most confident about if I was to accidentally drop it. This one is the Casemate, the Tough Case, drop protection of 10 feet. You know, it kind of just talks about everything here. You know, it's a one-piece seamless design, enhanced tactile grip, shock absorbing materials, tactile buttons, and cushioned corners. This one is $40, so you're looking at a pretty good price point, something that you know is not cheap, but also not expensive. So you might see some that are $20 on the internet, but they're probably not going to give this type of protection. And I'm just super glad that this is half of the price of the Samsung leather case. And they actually both feel really good. So what are, you know, really the cons when it comes to this case? I mean, I've already covered a few of, you know, the pros. I was talking about that it feels good, it protects the phone. This is the one that I feel comfortable with if I drop it. The other nice thing is that I know for a fact everything is gonna be, you know, protected, even the little crease in the middle. Now, you might think that this is kind of bad, but you know, it's really not that bad. It's one of those things that I put my finger on when I hold the phone, when I use it. And so it's kind of there, and it kind of gives me a little bit better of a grip on the phone. So I'm not really too, you know, having an issue with this. I mean, I know for a fact that it protects it. It keeps everything out. Now, the only issue is going to be the fingerprint reader. So when I try to actually use it, you can see here that I'm having an issue. I'm trying to just get it in, but the problem is that the cutout is so close to that button that when I put my thumb on the inside of it, it's actually kind of, you know, moving the way that my thumb was actually set up when I first set it up. So with this one, I can almost never get my fingerprint to work other than right now, which is usually, I would say, maybe about a 30% chance of working. Like it works like 33% of the time. Now we're kind of getting down into the 25 or 20% of the time. But everything else is really nice. I mean, it's $40. You will be able to see, you know, a little bit of, you know, if your finger's a little clammy, I guess. But it's going to take all that little smudgeness away. So all the smudging that you saw on this case right here, you're not going to see any smudging. I feel very confident that if I was to drop this, it will be protecting the phone. It does have the corners that are lifted a little bit better, so it has a better cushioned corner. I mean, it does what it needs to do. It's one piece, it's not adhesive, it slides into place. I mean, this thing is almost perfect, literally almost perfect, but I have to definitely take off a point here. So this is gonna be a 9 out of 10. So I would say that this one's probably almost my favorite case. I would say that if the fingerprint worked, this would be my favorite case to use because it actually feels really close to the leather that I have over here from Samsung. And this one over here, again, was $80. This one was $40. I mean, I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm just trying to get everything out in this review. So basically everything is good with this one. It's nice, it's the Casemate. I'll place the link below the video inside the description. They need to rework this fingerprint right here because I even tried to actually take off the top. And watch this, I'll get into the phone, super simple, easy, fast. Let's actually reset up a fingerprint with the top on, and you're gonna see that it's actually just not gonna read it at all. So biometric security, let's head over into fingerprints, put in the code. Once I'm in, I'm actually gonna just press and hold on the right, hit on delete, remove. We're gonna add in a fingerprint, but let me put in the top first. So now that we're in, you know, everything looks good. Let's actually just try to get in there. Let's see, fingerprints. Now, as I'm inside the screen here, I'm gonna put my thumb in there, and it just does not work. It even says to wipe it. So let's go through, let's give it a little bit of a wipe. Let's try to scan. I mean, I'm trying anything I can just to get my thumb in there, and it just doesn't, I can't cover the entire sensor. It's just, I mean, there we go. We got it to work once. Now we got it to work twice. I mean, for a lot of people, this is going to be a huge issue. You can't even use your fingerprint. So with the case off, you can just see that I'm able to, you know, put my thumb on there. Everything is completely exposed. I'm able to set up the fingerprint. It reads it every time. So, I mean, this is just going to be really the only downside, you know, of this case is just the fact that I'm not really able to use the fingerprint scanner with it. So this one is the Casemate. If you're looking for protection, if you're looking for something that feels good, I mean, it's one piece. It even covers the middle. You know, this one I thought was going to be an issue, but it's really not. You know, I actually kind of like it sitting back there. The only downside is when your phone is flat and this is kind of, you know, propped up, your phone does kind of move a little bit. But if you're looking for protection, the Casemate one is really nice. You're just not able to use the fingerprint scanner. When it comes down to the case that's actually inside of the box itself, you know, this one does a good enough job, you know, keeping the phone off of the floor, keeping the phone off of the table, keeping it from getting scratched itself. So this is protecting the back of the phone. You know, it's pretty good. And then this one right over here, the Samsung leather case, everything is just perfect with this one. It feels really nice. It looks really good. It feels really good. The fingerprint scanner works. The only downside is that it's $80. It's literally twice as expensive as this one over here. So if Samsung can get this price down to like $50, then that would be fantastic. And it would probably be my favorite case. But it's really tied between these two. I have to be honest. I mean, I do like the Casemate and I do like the Samsung leather. But I guess let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. Which one of these do you kind of like? I will be placing these links below the video. The Samsung one, I'll be placing the Samsung.com link, but I think it says coming soon. I purchased this one in Sprint at a Sprint location, and this one is kind of almost everywhere. You'd be able to buy this one at AT&T, Sprint, things like that. But I hope you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit on subscribe. Subscribe here on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.